Hi there, this is David A, and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky 2nd Chapter. Today we're in the airship Glorious, and we get the knockout meatball, which is imperative. Make sure that you get that. We're also kidnapped, and we're getting, ran around by Renee. But anyway, let's look at that knockout meatball while it's still in my mind right here. Let's see, where is it? Well, you know what? It's actually in my recipe book right here. So, let's see. Is it knockout? Okay, there it is. It has 900 strength and it inflicts faint 100% of the time. You need those ingredients right there listed to create it, so I'm going to make 2. So now I have a total of 3 knockout meatballs. Perfect. Okay, that's all I need. And, yeah. Well, what's this? Okay, this just gives you the little, the layout, the map. But go in here, and, yeah, it's time for some cutscenes. Okay. Okay, Destination Sanctuary. So, hope you have your popcorn ready, viewers, because we're in for a long ride of cutscenes today. But they're actually pretty interesting, I've got to say. It's not, boring hey, how are you kind of cutscenes that we've seen before. It's actually like getting some backstory and learning about different characters that we haven't really talked about recently. So, yeah, here we go. Were you the one controlling that Joshua puppet in the base? Yeah, that's right. The professor asked me to. Neat, huh? So you're a victim of society, too. Never mind. Well, here I go. See you later! And yeah, once you go up that elevator, you're stuck here for these cutscenes, but you can go exploring more of the airship Glorious after these cutscenes, so don't worry about it. Just make sure that you get those knockout meatballs, but even if you forget to get it before these cutscenes, you can get them after the cutscenes, too. But yeah, it's imperative that you get it for an upcoming battle, which I've been talking about for the last couple of episodes, but we'll probably get to the battle today. If not today, then definitely tomorrow. Look at that organ, holy shit, it's huge! What is it about, evil psychopaths playing, Baroque organs like this? It's kind of disconcerting. Welcome aboard the Glorious. It's been some time since we last met, Estelle. Ah, Professor Alba. I thought it was you. I'd finally remembered when I heard your voice a minute ago. Cassius Bright's daughter continues to impress. The seal in your memory wasn't particularly strong, but throwing it off on your own is still worth some manner of praise. My apologies. I've yet to properly introduce myself. My true name is George Weissman. I'm one of the Anguisse, supervisors of the Society. An Anguisse? So you're like one of the high commanders of the Society? Something like that. Now, as I said before, I'm completely prepared to answer any questions you may have. What would you like to ask first? Honestly, there's so much to ask, I'm not even sure where to start. You needn't fret. Take your time thinking things over. If it pleases you, I could play a relaxing etude while you collect your thoughts. Yeah, I think I'll pass. You didn't strike me as someone who'd be into that sort of thing. Well, whatever. Here's a question for you. Was the whole poor archaeologist thing a total act, or what? Putting the poverty aside, I actually am an archaeologist. And as an aside, I picked up the pipe organ during my time with the church. I may not be that Erebonian you spend so much time with, but I dare say I'm decent, wouldn't you? Hang on, the church? Like the Septian? I was something of an academic priest. A chance meeting with the Grand Master led to me discarding the path of faith. My knowledge of artifacts, paltry as it is, still proves useful from time to time, thankfully, with our current plan in particular. The one who tempted Colonel Richard in starting the coup, and the one who arranged all the gospel experiments, it was you. It certainly was, and it was all for the sake of our cause. Your gospel plan? I saw something in the research facility about that. Your plan's to take the Auroral, isn't it? Take the Auroral? That's not entirely accurate, but for the purposes of this conversation, it'll suffice, yes. What is the Auroral anyway, and why do you want it so bad? I know it's said to be one of the treasures of Idios, but just what is it? For the moment, I must keep the exact nature of the Auroral a secret. I would, after all, so hate to spoil the surprise. The surprise, right, thanks. Our plan has moved into its 3rd phase. Very, very soon now, its true nature will be plain to see. I can barely contain my anticipation. And once the Auroral has shown itself, then we will see the potential of mankind unfurl before our eyes. The potential of mankind? Ragnar said something about that too. Oh? The holy beast was willing to bestow his wisdom upon you? Perhaps you are doing more than simply living in your father's shadow. Spare me the flattery. What the hell? I keep asking you things and you keep dodging the answers. Do forgive me. It wasn't my intention to be so evasive. I can, however, easily answer the question that you want to ask the most. The what? What keeps you from asking it? Don't be afraid. Muster your courage and ask it of me. Joshua. Where's Joshua? His exact location is currently unknown to me. From what I've observed, he's up to something with those sky bandits. Their movements have proven to be quite elusive. Though he's alive and well, I can assure you. Joshua's specialties are covert operation and guerrilla warfare. I was the one who turned him to excel at such, but he has long since surpassed even my greatest expectations. I gleefully await seeing the height of his potential. Come now, you needn't look so angry. When Joshua was entrusted to my care, his heart was akin to a glass ornament dashed against a paving stone. He was my first attempt at rebuilding such a shattered soul. It is not natural, you think, for an academic to be curious about the result of his work? What did you tell Joshua on the day of the Queen's birthday celebrations? I merely removed the block on his memory and told him the truth, that he, once taken into your home, had unwittingly been acting as a spy and sending guild information to the society, that Richard's coup succeeded in its own right because of him, and finally that, thanks to his efforts, the ground was at last fertile for our plan. I even rewarded him. I formally released him from his obligations to the society. I finally get it. Why Joshua, that night, why he disappeared, why he said goodbye with that look on his face. Yes, I must say I did find that regrettable. To think Joshua would abandon you so coldly after regaining himself. I recommended he just pretend he knew nothing of it and continue his life with you. But alas, I suppose my generosity backfired, no? I'm amazed. I'm amazed you can even say that. You were the one who chased Joshua into a corner in the first place. He didn't have a choice. So he had to look like that, to give his harmonica to me, to say, goodbye, Estelle. All of it! Every last bit! It's all your fault! Ugh! Shit, where the hell did you come from? Hello? Yeah, I took the words right out of my mouth, Estelle. I was here from the start. You simply didn't bother to notice. Huh, what an undignified performance. Oh, Blue Blanc. Oh, they're all here. Holy shit. You performed so well in completing my challenges, too. Did I not teach you to think before you act? Come on, give her some credit. It takes balls to pick a fight with him. Agreed. Regardless of her skills, her courage is certainly impressive. Though, I wonder if we should call it courage or mere foolishness. Oh, crap. Ha! So you're the Divine Blade's daughter. More? Oh, it's Campanella. This would be the first time that we've met. I'm Enforcer Number 0, Campanella the Fool. Nice to meet you. Another one? Stop it, guys. You're scaring Estelle. Oh, shit. We're surrounded. Not the 4 fiends, but the 6 fiends here. You don't need to worry, Estelle. I know what I said last time, but we aren't here to hurt you or anything. Promise. What the hell is she here for? Why'd you kidnap her then? Hey, Professor, why not ask Estelle right now? Well, now's as good a time as any. How about it, Estelle? Would you like to join Ouroboros? So that's why you kidnapped her. I'm sorry. I must have misheard that. Would you say that one more time? I asked if you wanted to join the Society of Ouroboros. You wouldn't become a full-fledged enforcer right away, of course. You'd be more of a candidate for the position. Are you insane? Come now. It's hardly the leak of logic that you're thinking. Joshua has been rather stubborn about returning, but with you here, he'd undoubtedly come back to us. And to you. Estelle, you want to see Joshua again more than anything else, right? If you join us, that'll come true right away. What's there to even think about? But, Now, Renee, Estelle might need some time to weigh her options. We'll be departing the ship for a little while on business, Estelle. You may give us your answer when we return. Uh-oh, these guys again. And I do apologize for this, but your options must remain fairly limited during your stay. Feel free to request anything you need, but you'll be staying in your cabin. Huh. So she he wants us to join the enemy. I don't know about that. If I join the society, I'll meet Joshua again. That's all but guaranteed. Besides, I don't have to join them for real, right? I can just, pretend to join them and learn more about how they operate. I'm not the best actress in the world, so it might be hard, but it's better than just being locked up. What the hell else are you gonna do? You're up here 35,000 feet in the air, on this snowmobile. But, yeah, you can't really escape. That's stupid. That isn't the way that I do things. Pardon me. You! Ha! No need to be so on guard. I have no intention of harming you. Though, if you tried something like that little stunt of yours earlier, I may have no other choice. Yeah, well, sorry. What are you doing here anyway? Weren't you guys going out somewhere? The professor and the others are the ones who will be advancing the plan. I'm staying behind in mine and glorious. What is it you people are planning on doing? If you wish to find out, why not accept the professor's invitation? You'll learn most of our plans if you do. It seems you have your answer, but you're still hesitating, aren't you? If you want my advice, Stelbright, you're not suited for the Society of Ouroboros at all, in both ability and personality. Do you have to be so completely blunt about it? Don't misunderstand me. The potential for the necessary skills are within you somewhere, but your personality. You have too little darkness within you to be part of Ouroboros. Darkness? All those in service of the Grand Master bear some kind of darkness on their shoulders. Myself, the professor, the other enforcers. Joshua too, needless to say. Hey, what's your relationship to Joshua anyway? Joshua's weirdly focused on you. He seemed to know who you were, even though he didn't recognize you with the mask on. And on top of that, it seemed like he was desperate to find out who you were. That doesn't surprise me. The professor sealed part of his memory away. He was hypnotized in such a way that the moment that he left the society, he could remember little about us. Even if he remembered his actions as part of the society, he could not remember his confederates. That would have been the core of his dilemma. The memories of his childhood would be the same. Even if he remembers Karen, he likely would have only loosely remembered me. I see. So that's why. Wait, Karen? I've heard that name before. Karen Astray, a childhood friend of mine and Joshua's older sister. She died 10 years ago. That harmonica you have was originally Karen's. Joshua held onto it as a memento, and then it was passed on to you. Joshua had an older sister? How did Karen pass away? I hope you know what you're really asking. The answer to that question requires staring into the abyss in which Joshua and the rest of us reside, and it will stare back. Are you prepared for that? Tell me. I don't know if I'm ready for what's coming or whatever, but I want to know what kind of path Joshua has followed. If nothing else, I have to know that. As you wish. It was a little over 10 years ago, back when you could still find the village of Hamel on the maps of Erebonia and Liberal. Hamel was a tiny little place. There weren't many other young people, so the three of us were always together. I dreamed of becoming a bracer, and I spent my free time practicing my swordsmanship. Karen and Joshua would watch and encourage me. That was how we whiled away the days. Once I was done with practice, we turned our ears to Karen's harmonica. Karen could play anything on that harmonica. Anything. But my favorite was always the old Erebonian folk song, The Whereabouts of Light. It seems like that bliss would last forever. We believed that. We had no reason to doubt it. That day dawned and began just like any other, and then they came. A band of invaders, garbed in black and armed with Liberalian weaponry, came from nowhere. They encircled the village and slaughtered everyone in sight. None were spared. Not the old and infirm. Not the young and defenseless. Not even infants. Those who were killed quickly in the opening moments were the luckiest by far. And the women. Even in this telling, there are some things that I will not recount. We fled desperately from that hell. We were lucky to be in a position to escape when the attack began. We fled for the outskirts of the village. The screams of our own families carried to our ears on the wind. Once we'd gotten to the outskirts, I told Karen and Joshua that I would act as bait to confuse any pursuers. I promised that I would catch up to them soon, and I sent them ahead. But the attackers, they had laid their plans well. They had people in position to deal with any who tried to flee. When I'd finally caught up to them, the scene was strangely quiet. A man, dead, shot through the throat. Joshua with a gun in his hand, dumbstruck. And Karen, holding Joshua with a horrific wound on her back. She was barely breathing at that point. Looks like a Wiimote. I don't know. The hell is she holding? Like, seriously, is it an ice cream sandwich? I don't know. Even now, the scene seems surreal to me. Karen was calm and content. She entrusted her harmonica to Joshua, then asked that I take care of him. And then, she died quietly, there in that clearing. That's supposed to be a harmonica? Seriously? Why did that... The Empire invaded Liberal almost immediately afterwards, a defenseless little village, its inhabitants slaughtered by men with Liberalian arms. It was almost too perfect an excuse to invade. It can't be. Liberalian troops doing that? When the local garrison found us, they were adamant the invaders were Liberalian. When the war ended a few months later with the Empire's defeat, however, we were given a different tale entirely. They told us instead that a band of Jaeger dropouts had turned to pure bigotry, and they told us to never speak to anyone else of the attack. The Erebonian authorities announced that Hamel had been destroyed in a landslide, and all roads leading there were closed completely. Hold on, what? Why would they lie about that? Neither explanation makes sense. That's almost like... Indeed, everything was a fabrication by the Warhawks and the Empire to justify the invasion of Liberal. At the end of the war, the ruse was discovered, and the imperial government was thrown into a panic. They conceded to a comprehensive peace and executed nearly everyone involved in the plot, all to pretend that it never happened. That, Estelle Bright, is the tragedy of Hamel in full. That was also when Joshua's heart was broken entirely. He was now burdened with the torturous death of his sister, his parents, and everyone he knew. Even the shock of taking another man's life. How could that not shatter the soul of a 6-year-old child? You've likely heard the rest from Joshua. His spirit was so wholly broken that he lost all will to do anything but play that harmonica. He began to waste away. That was when the two of us were found by Weissman. To save Joshua's life, I had entrusted him to Weissman's care and threw myself to Ouroboros' training. And then, 2 years later, Joshua, repaired as he was by Weissman, followed the same path. This is darkness, Estelle Bright. Do you understand what sort of gulf separates you and Joshua now? Do you understand what he stares into every day? I do, yeah. Now I think I really understand why Joshua left. Hey, next time you see him, tell Weissman thanks, but no thanks. I'll never join Ouroboros. It's not because I like or dislike the society, but as long as I'm going to pull Joshua back over that gulf you mentioned, forget it. Although I do kind of feel bad about letting Renee down after she went through all this trouble to invite me. Hey, do you think that she'll forgive me if I say I'm sorry? The hell do you care about that bitch for, Estelle? I guess, yeah, you are one of a kind, I've gotta say. You truly are more than just the daughter of the Divine Blade. Thanks for the compliment, I guess. And you say all of that, but you care about Joshua too, right? You guys were friends, or maybe more like brothers. Let me be absolutely clear. That was 10 years ago. To me now, he's nothing more than a rogue element to be eliminated. The professor seems to enjoy letting Joshua do as he pleases. I have a different plan in mind. Sooner or later, I'll deal with Joshua personally. Wait a second! The hell is this? Karen asked you to take care of him. Doesn't that mean anything to you? I have my own path that I've chosen for myself. I've dedicated myself to the goal, and any who stand in my way shall die by my blade. Not even Karen's final request will stop me. How can you... What's that? Huh. Oh, there they go. Okay, so 5 different snowmobiles. Off they go, and then... Now those little fins aren't even moving on the Glorious. Don't even get me started on how these airships move. The professor and the others, yes. It looks like the 3rd stage of the plan is getting underway. The 3rd stage? What's... That's not for you to know. Once we're finished, you'll be returned to your father. Behave until then. Well, that's nice to know that she's not just going to be kidnapped, she's going to be returned to her father. That's cool. Now just, as a final note, don't even think of attempting to escape. The Glorious is 8,000 arg above ground. You've nowhere to run. We could set fire to it and crash it like the Hindenburg. Don't even think about attempting to escape, he says. As if he doesn't know that it's human nature for me to want to do the exact opposite. Besides, he's the only enforcer on board. Alright, why not? Let's do this! Yeah, Estelle. That's the ticket. Escape, get the hell out of here. Because as we all know, in JRPGs, you never have enough guards. They're always idiotic and stupid, and there's always some way to pull the wool over their eyes. Yeah, timing's everything. Okay, so wait a couple of hours till they put their guard down. Yeah, you can do this, Estelle. You're smart. This was a memento of Karen, huh? You shouldn't throw away something like this so easily, you idiot. No kidding. I mean, like, I guess he thought of Estelle as, you know, a sister. Well, they really were. They were kind of, I guess, an adopted sister. I was going to say half, but no, they're not blood related. So kind of like an adopted sister, and, yeah, so it's almost right for her to have it. Time to change shifts. How's the girl acting? Quiet as a mouse. She might be a bracer, but she's still just a kid. Probably curled up in bed, scared out of her mind. Babysitting while everybody else out here sucks. This is boring. I wanted to get out there into the action. Quit your whining. These are Lionheart's orders, and hell if I'm not going to follow his instructions to the letter. What was that sound? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, shit. You don't think she escaped? Okay, if she escaped and that was open, there would be like a vortex vacuum and they all get sucked out of the window. Like, this would not happen. That stupid girl! Does she not get where she is? She's trying to kill herself or something? Gehenna take me right now, she probably fell. You've gotta be kidding me. What are we gonna tell Leonhardt that'll let us keep our heads? Damn brat. Nothing but a load of trouble. Damn brat, huh? BAM! Not a crotch kick, but a face kick. Nice try, old man. BAM! Screw you, asshole. Never underestimate a bracer. First of all, don't you think that was a little rude, calling a sweet maiden like myself a damn brat? It wasn't me! I didn't call you that, I swear! Oh, you didn't? Well, you didn't correct your buddy then. Either way, it's nap time for you. BAM! Stealth takes no prisoners. Okay. Reinforcements are probably going to get here really quick, so I should book it. There's got to be some way off this boat. And I won't give up. Not until I see Joshua. Not until I see that dummy again. You won't stop for anything, lol. Well, neither will I. And we'll escape this place next time. Let's play Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky 2nd Chapter. This has been David. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.